All right, guys and gals, this is Blake Morrow, and you were listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I hope everybody's having a great session. It has been a pretty sleepy session, although the euro has continued lower. So, we've been discussing the euro as far as the head and shoulder pattern. I went into pretty great detail, not only this weekend, but also today on the euro put demand as volatility skew drops. Look at that. A lot of euro put, a lot of actually euro downside activity. A lot of people looking for continued euro weakness. From everybody that I follow. By the way, I just got a note about positioning from Citigroup. A lot of people are talking. Lots of downside options being written on the euro down here. Remember, there was a lot of calls being written in the euro above 112 as well. Think about that for a moment. All right, the euro, it's really hard to say. I should really wow, that daily chart's taking a while to populate. Okay, let me click that. Okay, so the euro has the head and shoulder pattern that really completes. It would make a completion here at the low. All right, we have the head and shoulder pattern. Neckline was right here. That comes in around, let's just say, roughly 109. We're at 127% extension of this move, so you can see this big move. Now, false breakdown, or excuse me, false breakout usually leads to a breakdown. So we can't rule out a breakdown. Obviously, the euro downside has been relentless. There hasn't been any bounces. I've been reluctant to chase it lower, and you guys know, because it's just not the way that I trade. I don't like to chase the market. I have to let the market come to me, and if it doesn't, I end up missing a lot of good trades because of that, or trades in general because of that. But I tend not to get myself in trouble as much as most people. Does that make sense? Because I won't sell down here. Now, the euro can go all, it could go to wherever it's going to go. It could continue to drop down to 105, and I'd end up missing the move. For me, I'm more about selling a rally to where I would think would be good resistance. Maybe in this case would be like 109.50. I think over the next couple of days, might re-challenge this little trend line, might give us an opportunity to resell it. But that's just the way that I trade. A lot of people don't do that. But if you're one of those traders that finds yourself always buying the high or selling the low, it's because you're chasing FOMO. You got the fear of missing out, like all the people that are, which could be the case right now as people are selling euros, and we could end up putting in a low for whatever reason, and then the euro bounce, and everybody that got short the last few days are going to get caught short, and then we get a big reversal. Whether it's risk aversion, whether it's German fiscal stimulus, I'm just making stuff up at this point. It doesn't really matter. I'm just saying that if you are selling down here, you are obviously at risk of getting caught on the short side, and especially when you have daily RSIs dip into oversold. Okay, you have like the 4-hour RSIs are extremely oversold. So for me, I'd rather just sell a rally, and as I said even earlier this morning, it would be 110 that would be like a better place in my opinion, like the breakdown point. That's where I'd be more keen to selling a rally. Now that's the euro. I want to talk a little bit about the euro. As far as the cable goes, the cable was bouncing back, and we were at 29.50, but this nonstop dollar strength that we've seen has finally weighed a little bit on the cable. Now, what's not going to be good for the pound is if we break back below 129. I think everybody's looking at the 129 level, or the break below that, as being a false breakdown. It's not going to be a good idea, or it's not going to be a good thing by the end of the session if we close down below 129. You look at this 4-hour chart. Got about 25 minutes left of this 4-hour chart. That's a tweezer top, right? Now, if you're in Europe or in Asia, your charts may update a little differently than mine. because mine are obviously timed for North American trades. So just note that on a North American, traders chart, the 4-hour candles, have a little bit of a tweezer top. Never a good sign if you're long. All right. Aussie, giving up its gains as well. The Aussie looked like it was turning around, and then, we're giving up those gains. Again, this is all, just straight up dollar buying that we've seen, except against the yen. And I'll come to that next. But I want to talk about the Canadian. Dollar Canadian is probing really big resistance here. This is huge resistance on the CAD. Let me go over to daily chart really quick. Let's pull up the daily chart. Huge resistance. This is the multi-year trend line coming into play. We know we had the false breakdown. We knew this was coming above the 200-day. Hasn't really looked back. A move above like 33.30 would be very, very bullish for the dollar Canadian. Again, something to think about. Now, I'll talk a little bit about the dollar yen. So as I was telling the guys and gals in the chat room just a little while ago, the dollar yen is just not rallying. We just had the NASDAQ hit all-time high, intraday high. Dollar yen struggling, right? And now that the stock market looks like, we might be rolling over a little bit, the dollar yen starting to roll over a little bit. So that's something to think about. This dollar yen is, as long as we're above 109.50, it's not a big deal. But if we drop below 109.50, this, in my opinion, and here, let's draw this out. Move this over. We drop below 109.50 right through here, it could get a little it could get a little bearish with the dollar yen, right through here. Now, obviously we're at risk of breaking through a triangle to the downside. That's already, starting to make its way down, but below 109.50 and it could get ugly for anybody that's long. Remember, the dollar has been up against everything but the yen. There's a lot to be said for that. All right. And if you're listening this morning, you know that I've already got a little piece of dollar yen short, or had one from last week, up in the 90s. I sold a little dollar yen here, and I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive below 109.50 because, what does not go up usually only has one other direction to go. Let's take a real quick look. By the way, in Asian trade tonight, let's just take a real quick glance. We do have business confidence in Australia. I guess that's something that we'll have to pay attention to, and home loans. So that'll be up tonight. Let me see if there's anything on Forex Factory. Japan's on a bank holiday, and that's in the BRC retail sales monitor for the cable, but that's not going to be around, or not really going to move the market. We have new loans for China. They're expected to report, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of the data got pushed back a little bit. While no, actually that should be released, but just watch for the new loan data. They'll come in at some point throughout the course of the week, so it's not necessarily tonight. But not a lot of data, but I think you should be keeping an eye on this dollar yen, because like I said, the dollar yen not going up with equities or with risk, might get dragged down with risk. That could be like a bigger risk for dollar yen longs. And you guys should already know this, but for those of you that are just listening in, hey, as long as we're trading below 110 ish, I'm not a believer that we're going higher. We get above 110.30, then that's a breakout, and the dollar yen will be going a lot higher. But look at yields right now. Take a look at the 10-year yield. 10-year yield's dropping aggressively intraday. Here's your 10-year yield. Here's a 15-minute chart just so you can kind of get a view of what I'm talking about. The 10-year yield's dropping. So you would expect that the dollar yen comes under a little bit of pressure as a result. And that is what is happening right now. So guys, remember, if you want to chat with us in the chat room, which is located right here on the Forex Analytics community. You have to be a Forex Analytics subscriber, so try us out. It's only $1 for 10 days, no matter what version you decide to go with. So I want to thank you all for listening in today. I will see you tomorrow on the FACE webinar. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. My name is Blake Morrow. Talk to you later. Bye.